Hello everyone, Brick Dark here. Today we're going to be looking at every LEGO Marvel 2021 set from worst to best. Now keep in mind this is just my opinions only. If you disagree, please stay civil in the comments. Now before we begin, these are the sets that are excluded from this list. The foil packs, which these came with magazines, and you cannot buy them individually. I have them all here. These are all the 2021 foil packs. And then set 66671 Mech Armor Collection will also not be included. This is a $30 set, which is the same price as all of these mechs individually, and we'll be taking a look at them each individually as we go through the list. Without further ado, let's start off with the bad sets. These are sets that have extremely few redeeming qualities and are not even worth picking up on sale. You're much better off ordering the redeeming qualities off of Bricklink or eBay. So, starting off with the worst set of 2021 in the Marvel Superheroes line, set 76174, Spider-Man's Monster Truck versus Mysterio. This set has 439 pieces and retails for $39.99 USD. This thing is an absolute abomination. It looks terrible. It looks like they took a mail truck, made it red, and then gave it monster truck wheels. It looks awful. Beyond that, to the other builds, the drones are probably the best part of the build, but they're not great. The Doc Ock has very, very bad builds for his tentacles, and the figure comes in a cheaper set and a better set. Then the Mysterio comes in other sets as well, and so do these two figures. So really, what you would be spending your hard-earned $40 on is this green piece. This is a piece introduced in Hidden Side last year that works very well for Mysterio here, and it is exclusive to this set in this color, so that's what you're paying $40 for essentially. Here's another look at the set. It looks just atrocious. You also have this yellow knob which fires out the net, which looks way too prominent and not well blended into the build at all. I have another shot of the set. The clear web pieces are cool, but they do come in other better sets. You also get a skateboard and some assorted jewels, which I guarantee most unfortunate kids who bought this lost these. You can shoot out this net, which I've never really liked. It hardly ever works. You never shoot it far enough, and it's very hard to get back in. Then you can it also has suspension, which is a decent enough feature, but it's not enough to save a set that's this atrocious. You have another shot of the set. Then you have your figures, and to be fair, the figures are good. The Spider-Man has the arm printing, which we've never gotten on a comic book Spider-Man. The Spider-Gwen looks much better with that updated hood piece. The Mysterio is great for a comic book Mysterio. It looks really cool. And the Doc Ock is also really cool. It's a suit similar to that of the suit he wears in the PS4 game, which is a game I adore. And so that's really cool. So to be fair, the figures are good. It is just everything else in this set is awful. At second to last, or 34th best, we have 76170 Iron Man vs. Thanos. This has 103 pieces, retails for $19.99 USD, and this is a 4+ Junior set if you couldn't tell. There's nothing going for this set. Junior sets sometimes have unique pieces or figures or prints, and really the only exclusive print is that right there. Everything else comes in other sets. These prints come in the Thanos mech. The Iron Man figure comes in sets cheaper and more expensive, all of which are better than this. And the Thanos figure has a more detailed version with leg printing that comes in the Thanos mech, which is a cheaper set. And just overall, it's not very good. I guess something to note would be that you have the gauntlet, so that's nice, I guess. And it's also the cheapest way to get this new missile launcher, which I'm shocked they included in a 4+ set. I've seen that thing fire, and it hits hard. And you also have some disc launchers. And I guess something else to note is that you get these pieces at the base, and this is the cheapest set to get the orange one, second cheapest to get the blue one, I believe. But still, there's nothing going for this set. You have Thanos turret to go with your Thanos mech, so it's great. But when will LEGO give us Thanos copter? It's literally appeared in the MCUs in the Loki episode in the background. So just give us Thanos copter, LEGO. We don't want Thanos turret. We don't want Thanos mech. We want Thanos copter. Again, you can shoot this, which I'm shocked they included this in such a set design. In a set designed for such small children, this packs the same force as a Nerf dart. So, overall, just a huge misfire of a set. You have your figures here, which not bad figures. The Iron Man figures based off the Avengers game, and it came in way too many sets. But it is a good figure overall, and the Thanos figure isn't as good as it can be, because we've seen it with leg printing and the Thanos mech, so this one is more disappointing. But yeah, this set is just an absolute waste. Not much better is 76172 SpiderMan and Sandman Showdown. This has 45 pieces, retails for $9.99 USD, and is another 4+ junior set. So, whatever this is, the Spider-Man vehicle, I don't even know what that is. It's a Spider-Man vehicle. These are never good. Yeah, it just looks awful. But I think the main disappointing factor with this is the Sandman figure. If they had included the 2019 Sandman figure, which was exclusive to what I personally hold as the worst LEGO Marvel superhero set ever, if they had included that Sandman, this set would be much higher. But they included this very generic looking Sandman where he's in between morphing and he has the angry clone face. Yes, it is cool to get that Nexo Knights piece for the legs, but from anything else, you have this little sand catapult thing, which is okay. The catapult function works. It doesn't work great, but it does work. And then the web piece they gave Spider-Man is this piece. What's he gonna do with this? This is one of my least favorite pieces in the LEGO Marvel Superheroes line, because I have this massive pole on the side. It just looks awful if it's not attached to a building. You have, look at him holding that. It's so silly. The vehicle itself, I haven't talked about the vehicle much, but it's bad. You have your figures, and a closer look. Again, it's nice that you're getting the Spider-Man with the arm printing in such a cheap set, but he comes in so many other better sets that it's hard to justify buying this. And the Sandman figure even comes in another set, so if you really want the Sandman figure, he comes in a better set. So, again, a junior set really not worth purchasing. Up next, we have the 76154 Deviant Ambush. This has 197 pieces and retails for $24.99 USD. Now, I really don't like how this looks. I think the Deviants overall, the way LEGO and in the movie, just overall, they have a very unappealing design. They just look like any other monster, and this one is particularly bad. Mostly because of the legs. The legs are permanently bent in this way that looks really bad. you can see right here, it just doesn't look very good, the way they're always bent like that. And that's all you have. The only thing you have in this set is the posability. The set also has a massive abundance of stickers. You can see sticker, 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 sticker. And it's not super prominent on this. It's more prominent on another set we'll get to later. But Lego, just make these damn ball joints in other colors. You can see that gray bleeding through. They aren't gray. It's absolutely ridiculous how they still keep doing this 7 years later. Since they introduced the system, they still have not updated this. And they can do this. They are a multi-billion-dollar company. They can do this. They can update this, make the product look better. But they refuse to. And it drives me absolutely insane. You can also open its mouth. What a great play feature. As for the figures included, you get Thena, Makari, and Gilgamesh. Thena comes in, both of these two come in a more expensive set, and Gilgamesh has a completely wrong hairpiece. The hairpiece looks terrible. Doesn't represent his hair at all. I think they could have literally gone with any other hairpiece, and it would have looked better. But yeah, this is definitely one of the worst sets of the year. Now, next up are the below average sets. These are sets with a couple good qualities, but they're otherwise just very unremarkable. And if you're going to pick them up, it's best to wait until you see a sale. So here we have at number 31, 76184 Spider-Man vs. Mysterio's drone attack. This has 73 pieces, retails for $19.99 USD. This is another 4+ Juniors set. And this set is absolutely carried by the Spider-Man and the Mysterio. There is no reason to buy this set other than the Spider-Man and the Mysterio. They are two excellent figures, probably top 5 figures of the year. They are contenders for non-CMF minifigures. They are contenders. But you just have a car which I don't think looks terrible. It's a juniorized car, which doesn't look great, but it also doesn't look terrible. The return of that damned web piece, which I hate. I mentioned that earlier. You also have this drone, which looks very blocky and not great. Now, there's only on Brickset the images of the box, so that's what you kind of got to deal with. But you've got the box, and I will say this is the only time I'm going to mention boxes. But I do like the box art that they did for the No Way Home sets. But to me personally, the reason why I'm not going to mention boxes beyond this is a box does not affect what you're getting in the set, and what you're getting in the set matters way more than the box. The Nick Fury is a nice addition. That figure only comes in more expensive sets, and this is the cheapest it's ever come in, so that's nice. But the Mysterio and the Spider-Man absolutely carry this set. See the figures here, you got the Spider-Man, you got the Mysterio. The Mysterio puts the 2019 one, which is already a solid figure. This Mysterio puts that figure to shame. And then the Spider-Man figure as well looks absolutely incredible. It's just a shame that the builds of the set are not very good. Next up, what I consider to be the best junior set of the year and cracking the top 30, 76189 Captain America and Hydra Face Off. This has 49 pieces, retails for $9.99 USD. Yeah, I think this one looks pretty good. The motorcycle isn't ridiculously oversized, and it looks pretty good. The big draw is still the exclusive figures. You get the exclusive Hydra agent and an exclusive Captain America, who has an updated Age of Ultron Civil War suit. The turret is pretty bad, I'll admit that, but the motorcycle itself is decent for juniors, which isn't a very high bar to clear, but I think it looks better than a lot of the other vehicles that juniors has put out over the years. You get the shield as well, which is, of course, it's Captain America. And this is probably the best, this is definitely the best junior set of the year, which isn't a high bar at all, but still, it's worth mentioning. And you got the figures here, which is very, very nice. Both of the figures are good figures. Then up next, you have 40454 Spider-Man versus Venom and Iron Venom. This has 63 pieces. It retails for $14.99 USD, and this is a LegoStore.com exclusive. This is one of those minifigure accessory packs, and you're buying this for pork rind and the updated Venomized Iron Man. You're not buying this for the build, this Venom go-kart build, which looks, yeah, it's bad. There's no denying it. It looks bad. But I do think the figure selection here is pretty decent. In addition to the excellent looking pork rind and Venomized Iron Man, you do get the Spider-Man with the arm printing, who comes in a lot of cheap sets, but still, it's a very nice Spider-Man. You also get the Venom figure, who doesn't come in that many cheap sets. Is it a great set? No, not really, but it's got a good figure selection. You can see the pork rind looks really cool, and you also have the Venomized Iron Man, which I prefer this look to the one we got last year, because this one actually almost like a We Are Venom face, which I really appreciate that. Then you also got the Spider-Man and the Venom, both come in a bunch of other sets, but still, they're good figures. Next up, we have 76196, the Avengers Advent Calendar. This is the first ever Marvel Advent Calendar. This has 298 pieces and retails for $39.99 USD. This is a good first step. This isn't a great advent calendar, but it's a good first step for what they can eventually be. There was, in my opinion, a lot of shortcomings with this set. So, for exclusive figures, you do get the Spider-Man in his homecoming jacket, which looks very nice, as well as Iron Man with an ugly Christmas sweater, which is both very nice. For the other figures, you get Black Widow, who came in a $15 set. That same Thanos, but this time without the helmet, who came in that awful Iron Man vs. Thanos set. You get Captain Marvel, Thor, and Nick Fury. Now, there's a lot of things they could have done to make this better, in my opinion. First off, include that new helmet that they made for Captain Marvel. That only came in a $60 set and a $120 set, and neither of those sets were very good in my opinion. So including those there would really help the set. Then with the Thanos, include the leg printing. They really skimp out. They did the leg printing for the Thanos mech, so include the leg printing. I could give or take the helmet, but definitely including the leg printing. And those two would probably raise this, those two additions alone would probably raise this set 1 or 2 spots higher, just off that. But as for the builds itself, you have some pretty cool builds with these Hall of Armor expands with a wrapping station and a wreath, which are both very nice. You have this random grill and this table with a burger on it. Not sure how that relates to Christmas. You do have this Christmas drone. The Tony Stark has a heart build, which is very nice. A present for Spider-Man. A stocking for Hulk, which is probably my favorite build of the set. I really like that. A present for Captain Marvel. Dummy with Tony's stocking. The wind-up Hulkbuster. The Avengers Tower, which is a really nice build. The Helicarrier, which is not so nice of a build. A miniature Hall of Armor, which is another really nice build. The Quinjet, which you can't see it here, but it's got this massive gap in the middle of it. Then you have this Christmas tree, which you can decorate with the Infinity Stones, and you get all the Infinity Stones plus the Gauntlet in a $40 set. That's the cheapest way to get that ever, so that's also a really nice thing. Again, it's on the verge of being really good. I think this is a good first step, and I'm excited to see what Advent Calendars and the like they do with Marvel in the future, but you can see just a close look at the 2 exclusive figures of this set. as well as this is considered a minifigure by Brickset. I don't personally consider it, but you do get this snowman Iron Man with a plain white invincible Iron Man helmet, which is pretty nice. Next up, 76145 Eternals Aerial Assault. This has 133 pieces, retails for $9.99 USD. Overall, I think this deviant looks better than the one we previously looked at, even if the ball joints are more apparent on this one. Just the overall design and the posability looks better here. You do get Icarus and an exclusive sprite. I think sprite looks fine. There's not really much I can think of to improve how it looks, but at the same time, I'm not loving it. Icarus, however, I don't like his look. He's missing his stubble, and it's not a great look for him. He's also the most common figure of the Eternals wave, appearing in 3 out of the 4 sets. But this is a better build. I still don't think it's a good build. You have a lot of stickers, again, on 1x2 tiles, which is never fun. And the ball joints are still very apparent, but overall the shaping and the posability and all of it just comes together much better than the one we looked at previously. But still, it's not great. And here's a closer look at the figures. The Eternals figures are all detailed, I will say this, but the rings and circles pattern just gets old, and that's why I don't really care for any of the figures at all. So yeah. Next up, we have 76169 Thor Mech Armor. This has 139 pieces and retails for $9.99 USD. This is easily the worst mech that came out this year, in my opinion. Just didn't come together. I think a lot of it has to do with the cape. They tried making it so you have these 2 different clip pieces attached to each of the arms, which doesn't work at all. If they had tried to make one cape attached to the torso, that would have worked a lot better. And then really there's nothing else that interesting. The hammer looks not great because they went with these translucent blue bricks as part of the hammer instead of gray bricks with little translucent studs on the end or stickers. That would have worked better in my opinion, because it just doesn't look that good. Because if you take those away, you're just left with this build that doesn't look like a hammer at all. You can attach it to both hands, which is pretty nice. And then a big draw for a lot of these mech sets is the figure, and the figure's not very good. It's an exclusive Thor because you get that helmet in a new color for the first time, but the figure itself is from the Avengers 2020 line. And they don't include a cape, and that looks really bad because you have the print of the cape on the torso itself, and just including a small little short cape, not the long cape, would have done wonders for this. And this is a set I saw warming the shelves, just like the 2 Eternal sets we just looked at, warming the shelves. No one was buying this, and it's very clear to see why. And here's another look at the Thor minifigure. You can just, something's missing, and that something is a cape. Because you have that print of a cape, they really should have included a short cape. The one they used for the Ragnarok sets would have done wonders for this set. Then up next we have the average sets. These sets have nothing special about them. There's good and there's bad with these sets, and they're just going to go down as forgettable. At number 25, we have set number 76176, Escape from the 10 Rings. This has 321 pieces and retails for $29.99 USD. This set just feels like a conglomerate. They just tried to throw whatever they could instead of focusing on one thing and making it really good. So, to start off, the car is the wrong color. They escape in, I want to say, this gray car, not a yellow car. So, that's something wrong right off the bat. I will say, one nice thing about the car is you can fit ShangChi, Katie, and Morris all in the car, which is really cool. I think you can fit Morris. I know you can fit these two, definitely. Then you have these two bikes, which look alright, but I don't like these pink and turquoise highlights. Then you have the turrets, which I think is just okay. The weapon stand really didn't need to be here. No one in the movie and not in this set uses these weapons, so I really don't understand why they're here. So there's some other looks at the sets, and you notice I haven't talked about the figures yet. Well, this is an issue with the ShangChi sets. They have maybe some of the worst figures in all of Marvel. They are some of the most inaccurate, and they look terrible. ShangChi looks the best. The face print isn't perfect, but it works. Then you go over to Wenwu. Torso print, leg print, excellent. They look really good. And then you get to the face, and it looks nothing like Tony Leung. Nothing at all. Then you go over to Katie. Really, really nice torso print and leg print. Looks really good. And then you get to the face, and that looks doesn't look like Aquafina. And then you get to Razor Fist. The torso's fine, it's doable, it's probably accurate. Poe Dameron's face doesn't work at all. In the movie, he has this big, luscious beard. Not stubble. He has a big beard. And also, if we go back, his blade is supposed to be orange. Then, a little nitpick, but Morris, I think, should have had a little bit of fur printing, but the figure looks fine. But these figures, and you'll see again when we get to the other ShangChi sets, single-handedly lower the sets from maybe a C down to a C-. They are not good. At number 24, we have set number 76186 Black Panther Dragonfly. This has 202 pieces, retails for $19.99 USD. This is the most set I have ever seen. There is really nothing special about this set. It's perfectly fine. The Chitauri is cool, but comes in other sets. The Black Panther is cool, but it also comes in other sets. The Shuri is exclusive, and it's probably the only reason you're going to be buying this set. The flyer itself is certainly a build. There's really, really nothing else I can say about it. You have stud shooters on the side. You can move the wings. And you can also angle it up like this, which is pretty cool. But there really is just nothing about this set other than the exclusive Shuri. And these two figures are nice, but they come on other sets. Yeah, this set really does nothing for me. And you can see the Shuri. It's really nice that we're getting an accurate one with the face paint and the little teeth at the bottom, as well as a purple Black Panther. That's really cool. But this set just does nothing for me. Next up, we have 76190 Ironmonger Mayhem. This has 479 pieces, which sells for $39.99 USD. This is the first LEGO set we've had based off of Iron Man 1, and it's serviceable. This set's way too big. This set should have been the size of the Hydra Stomper, which is further up this list. This set is absolutely massive, and I don't think that extra size and piece count works in its favor, because instead of being this bulky mech, it's slimmer, and it shouldn't be slimmer. It should be this bulky, massive mech. The figures, though, are really nice. That Mark III Iron Man is really cool, and the Obadiah Stane is really nice to be getting for the first time ever. But yeah, this set is absolutely huge. This is a set that's also been warming the store shelves, which is really unfortunate, since I do want to get more sets based off of movies before LEGO had the Marvel license, because there is stuff that can be explored and figures and outfits that we can get that we haven't gotten before, and I really think LEGO should do that, but I think it might be based off this set's success, so I really do hope this set sells well. You have this shot at the back. Now, there is a very cool feature where the arc reactor is glow in the dark. That's very nice. But yeah, this set was too big. And then you have your figures here. The Mark III Iron Man looks great. The Pepper Potts looks good. And the Obadiah Stane looks pretty good. But yeah, set was just too big. Then that's unfortunate, because I do like it, but it was just too big. Next up, set number 76195, Spider-Man's Drone Duel. This has 198 pieces, retails for $19.99 USD. This set's weird and ridiculous, but it's got its charm, but I also could not justify putting this any higher on the list. So I do actually own this set, and don't know why I'm saying that now. There's multiple sets that we've looked at before that I own. And the drone is big. The drone is rather big, and that's good, and it has this very nice color scheme. I think I would absolutely hate this if this was in a red and blue color scheme, but it's got that black and gold, which I hold as being the most appealing color scheme imaginable, and the only thing that comes close is black and hot pink. Those two color combinations are the best color combinations. And you also get these golden webs, which are really cool. I really like that. And the drone build doesn't look bad. I'm not going to sit here and whine that, oh, Spider-Man don't use a drone. No, it looks good. It really does. I just can't justify putting this any higher. Then, for the Vulture and Spider-Man are both really good figures. I will say a big problem I had with the Vulture figure is that it's designed so it can stand on the turbines, but it just does not stand up. You need to fiddle around so much to get it to stand up, which is a bit of a shame. That's maybe the only big flaw with this set. But you can see here you have that No Way Home suit with the arm printing. Looks absolutely incredible. One of my favorite Spider-Man suits. I absolutely love it. And the Vulture figure, I think, looks pretty good. I don't really like the faces underneath it. I think it's better if you just keep it with the air mask on. But yeah, this is a weird and charming set that I just couldn't bring myself to put any higher. And we're going to get into that bit now, where there were so many sets in this year, and there were sets that were genuinely good sets, that some sets just had to be lower than others, and this is one of those sets. I didn't want to have this low, but unfortunately, that's just how things go. Next up is 76171 Miles Morales Mech Armor. This has 125 pieces, retails for $9.99 USD. Now, this was a set I was all over when it got revealed, and then the Miles Morales figure came in the Daily Bugle set, and then looking back on it, I'm not as over it. Don't get me wrong, it's still a cool mech. It's just not as cool when I first saw it. You do get the web pieces in electric blue, exclusive to this set. That's really cool. And it's also an incredibly cheap way to get this really, really cool suit of Miles. This outfit where he has this hoodie on looks really cool. And this figure was exclusive to this set for some time, and that really elevated it. because I don't think the mech looks bad. It has these slimmer feet, and the gray actually works well into the design. Some of the light gray at the hand still looks kind of bad, but overall the gray does work into the design well. And then the Miles Morales came in another set, and it just kind of devalued this one for me, but it's still a cool set, and this one sold very well. This and the other mech sold very well. Thor mech did not. So take that as you will. But yeah, this is a pretty cool one that I think would have been several spots higher if the Miles just remained exclusive. And here's a better look at the figure. You've got these nice dual molded legs that I believe came with the Imperial Officer and the UCS Star Destroyer. So it's nice to get them in a $10 set, and they also just have this really, really cool figure design overall. And I believe this is the first Miles Morales where the web design is gray and not red, so that's really cool. Up next, cracking the top 20 is set number 76185, Spiderman at the Sanctum Workshop. This has 355 pieces and retails for $39.99 USD. This is a really detailed display set that isn't a great play set. There's not really anything that pops out or that you can do. It's just kind of one of the sets where you just imagine the interactions. And some of the nice details that I really like that they included was the cauldron that Doctor Strange messes up the spell in, as well as this computer screen with a news headline about Peter Parker and Mysterio. The bug monster just seems like a kind of generic monster that may be coming in Multiverse of Madness, but it certainly won't be in No Way Home. You also have a lot of knickknacks all around. It's a pretty good parts pack. This archway and design, these are a pain in the butt to put on because they're stickers, but it does look very nice. Then the figures are big standouts. The figures you do get the finale battle suit from No Way Home, which is a really cool design with that gold trim. You also get an exclusive Doctor Strange. This isn't the same one that they're using in the Multiverse of Madness set, interestingly, but this had this new cape, which I do kind of wish they included these gold, just some little gold buttons on the front, but it's not a big deal. The figure still looks really cool. Then you also get MJ, who has more accurate hair than the previous time we got an MCU MJ, as well as a Wong in his winter coat outfit. So that's pretty cool. Again, my only real issue is that there's not really a lot to play functions in the set. It's just kind of a set where you imagine the interaction yourself, and that's not a bad thing, but it's still a cool set. Up next, at number 19, is set number 30454, Shang-Chi and the Great Protector. This has 55 pieces and retails for $4.99 USD. Now, this set is really cool. I really like this set. This is a great way to get the Shang-Chi minifigure. And the Great Protector looks really good. I said previously I think it looks better than the full-size version. I don't still believe that, but it's still a really, really cool figure. The only reason it's this low on the list is because this set can't go much higher than it is. There's also a piece that's not shown here, but you can put Shang-Chi on and connect him to the Great Protector, which is really cool. Up next, we have set number 76177, Battle at the Ancient Village. This has 400 pieces, retails for $39.99 USD. This one's a bit similar to the Sanctum, where this is a good display set, but there's just not really much to do with the actual set itself. And the dragon, the Great Protector, looks really good here. They've got this nice dark red and white with some light mint accents. Unfortunately, still some gray shows through with the ball joints, but it's not super prominent since gray is an accent color like that mint. And the set looks really cool. And then you look below it and you see the figures. This set could have been a top 15 set. This set could have been much higher, but the figures, man. And you have some more shots of the set, and I like that you can have them on the side. Then, so you have the figures. So I think that ShangChi's sister right there, I don't know her name, and I can't remember right now. I think she actually looks alright. Her smiling face, it isn't really accurate. She doesn't smile at all in the movie. I've already been over my complaints with Wenwu, but they quite literally forgot a major component of the Death Dealer minifigure, being that black ponytail. How? How do you forget that? The figure just looks bald now. The figure looks so incomplete without that ponytail, and it wouldn't have been that difficult to do. They did it for White Tiger back in 2016. You just use the Nexo Knight's hair. Why? Why is it not here? The figure just looks so bald. It's ridiculous. But anyways, now we're moving on to the good sets. These are good sets with more positives than negatives, and will be a solid addition to any Marvel fans collection. So up first, we have 76198 Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus Mech Battle. This is 305 pieces, retails for $19.99 USD, and this is a Walmart exclusive in America. This is a set that, when I was looking at the images for this video and trying to decide on the ranking, I really liked more than I thought I was. The Doc Ock mech is like a smaller and better looking version of a 2016 set, and the Spider-Man mech looks so much better than the one we got in 2020 because it doesn't have these weird gray spider legs at the back, and also that dark blue just does wonders for the set. This was the cheapest set to get that new Spider-Man with dual molded legs, which is really cool. You also do get those clear webs in the cheapest set that they come in, which is really nice. If I had to nitpick one thing, it's that you can't take off these arms, which I think are pretty solid builds for Doc Ock arms, and attach them to the Doc Ock figure, which is unfortunate. I think if the set had included a neck bracket attachment piece that you could just take off and store behind the mech when you wanted Doc Ock to pilot the mech, I think this could have been a couple spots higher, but as it stands, it's still a really solid mech dual pack, and I hope to see more of these in the future that are original sets and not like that set we looked at the beginning where it's just a 3-in-1 of 3 existing separate sets. And here's the figures. Again, both figures are really good. These are great figures, some of the best we've ever gotten for either character. I just wish that they'd included a neck attachment piece and the ability to attach the arms. But next up, we have set number 76156, Rise of the Domo. This has 1,040 pieces, retails for $89.99 USD. So the Eternal sets have a big jump in quality. I still don't love how the deviants look, but this is one of the better ones in my opinion. You've got just a bit more gold, as well as this crow guy. That's his name. He does nothing in the movie, but we're not talking about the movie, we're talking about the set, and he looks pretty cool. It's in that style of Groot or Steppenwolf. And the gray does show through again. It's not great, but it is there. Then as for the Domo itself, it is very nicely detailed. I don't like the stud shooters on top though. They really do ruin how the set looks for me, because it's supposed to be this completely flat thing. I can forgive these. That's how that they wanted to get that extra detailing, but the stud shooters just look bad on it, especially considering this doesn't shoot stuff. And opening it up, you do have a very nice interior with this little speeder over here, as well as an area for Phastos to construct his devices, as well as a little mini build of Arashim, which is very cool. I like how they built that using the roller skate piece. For the figures, Phastos and Druid are exclusive, and then all the others come in other sets. I still don't love how Icarus looks, but I already talked about that. As for Phastos and Druid, both look very good. Again, that just the whole ring aesthetic just kind of get old for me personally, but still, they are very solid figures and a good reason to buy the set. And the set's also just good on its own. Next up, we have the best mech of the year with the 76168 Captain America mech armor. This has 121 pieces and retails for $9.99 USD. This set has that big shield, and that big shield is what sold me on this set. I was kind of curious, can they make a Captain America mech set that looks good? The answer is yes. That big shield looks absolutely incredible. And I don't think the gray here is as invasive as it is on other sets. Maybe only flaw is that the shield is very visible, and I do like that it's hidden away, but it limits the posability of the foot. But still, this is a really, really cool mech set, and it has an exclusive Captain America, which has this really cool hexagonal print design. It doesn't come with a hairpiece, but that's not always needed. And just overall, a excellent mech set. At number 14, we have set number 76173, Spider-Man and Ghost Rider vs. Carnage. This has 212 pieces and retails for $19.99 USD. I wasn't too hot on this set when it first got revealed, but it's definitely grown on me. The very smooth design reminds me of a Speed Champion set, and while I don't love the slant the set has, that can be easily fixed by changing out the tires. I genuinely don't know, but I think it can be. You also have these triple stud shooters on the front, which I think actually look really good for the first time ever. You can also fully add these blast pieces to make it look like the car's on fire, and you can only do one side because you only get one of these pieces, but I've made it so it looks like it's on fire on both sides, and it looks excellent. You also have some fire coming out the back. This is a cheap way to get the Carnage minifigure. I'm not sure if this version's come in any cheap sets, but yeah, you also just see that really nice Dom's Charger kind of look. Looks really very nice, all smoothed off. You also get a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider for the first time. This figure looks really cool. It uses that interesting headpiece where the flames are molded into the head. And then the Carnage figure, I prefer the 2015 one because it had arm printing, but still, this one is a solid figure. Next up, set number 7031, Marvel Studios minifigure series. This retails for $4.99. So this is the first ever Marvel minifigure series. I think this is much better than the Advent Calendar. This is a much better series. But we're going to go through each of the figures, so you have all the figures right here. So, the Scarlet Witch from her finale outfit in WandaVision looks really good. And then the White Vision minifigure, I'm not too keen on his design, but they captured it really well with the side arm and side leg printing. Looks great. And also you get those red Power Blast pieces for the first time with Scarlet Witch. Monica Rambeau and Bucky Barnes are the two weakest figures of this entire series. Monica Rambeau was the most boring character, and seeing her here instead of someone like John Walker is a real disappointment. And then with Bucky, it's just not a very interesting figure. It's too similar to other Bucky and Winter Soldier figures we've gotten before. Saying that, we then have the Captain America Sam Wilson. And this is an incredibly detailed figure. Looks great. The hairpiece, I think, is a little bit goofy. I thought that when the figure first leaked, and I still think that now. The hair is a little goofy, but still, it's an excellent figure. Then you have Loki and Sylvie, who are so mid. They just feel like they could come in normal sets. Loki does come with Frog of Thunder, which is pretty cool, and Sylvie comes with Alligator Loki without a crown, so it's just an alligator, which that's pretty lame. Then you have Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, which is the most detailed Spider-Man. I can't really see it here, but he does have side arm and side leg printing. Great figure overall. Then you have Zombie Captain America, who also has a side leg printing. Just look great. As well as first episode Captain Carter. Again, excellent figure. And also, I like this build for the Tesseract. A lot of people hate it. I think it's really good because it's more size accurate. Then you've got Star-Lord T'Challa, who's maybe my least favorite out of the What If minifigures, but still really, really cool figure. And then you've got Thanomora, who looks really cool, and I really like that design, even though we didn't really get to see much of her in the show. Definitely a good Marvel minifigure series for everyone who's been asking all these years. Next up, we have 76201, which is Captain Carter and the Hydra Stomper. This has 343 pieces, retails for $29.99 USD. This is a really cool mech set. This is the size the Ironmonger mech should have been. Unfortunately, it is the wrong color, but Lego doesn't have a color that is that exact color, and plus they don't like doing military stuff, and that color is very close to real world military vehicles, so I understand, and they didn't choose an absolutely egregious color, and this still looks very good. There's not too many real features with this set. You do have some stud shooters, as well as another glow-in-the-dark arc reactor, which is really cool, and the looks really cool. And you also have the Tesseract as a transparent Minecraft head, which is really cool. There's not too much else, but it's very posable. It's a very cool Hulkbuster. You have the stud shooter. And then you have the figures. I wasn't too keen on that stealth suit Captain Carter when it first got revealed, but then the outfit appeared in the What If finale. I really like it now. You have Steve Rogers in his outfit that when he pilots the mech. And you also have our first ever MCU Red Skull, which is the exact same figure from last year's Avengers 2020 line, just this time with Darth Sidious's robe pieces, which they use a lot, but it works. Overall, a very solid mech set, and what the Ironmonger should have been. Then up next you have the great sets. These are highlights of the year that showcase just how good LEGO Marvel superheroes can be. So starting off at number 11, set number 76175, Attack on the Spider Layer. This has 466 pieces and retails for $69.99 USD. This is a really cool set. I'm usually against stuff colored in Spider-Man's colors, but this really works because most of the time the stuff colored in Spider-Man's colors are vehicles, and he doesn't use vehicles. Yes, this has a little motorcycle, but I can see him using a motorcycle more than a mail truck with monster wheels. I can just see that happening a bit more. But anyways, you have a lot of nice detail, and this is actually something that does appear in Into the Spider-Verse. And which, speaking of that, the trailer for the second one dropped just before I started recording this, so that's very exciting. But there's also just a lot of nice details, like you have him playing Spider-Man PS4, it looks like, as well as the cardboard box Fantastic Four suit when he loses his costume, so he wears an old Fantastic Four costume with a paper bag over his head. And overall, the set just looks really, really cool. It's a bit like the Hall of Armor. Maybe one flaw is that you can't adjust it. It looks like you could maybe adjust this to make it more compact, but you can't do that. You also have these basketballs, which, interesting addition, as well as a jail cell. Also got the Green Goblin glider, which is very nice. And then you can see the Hall of Armor, kind of, but you can see a better look here at the Spider-Man PS4 as well as that Fantastic Four Baghead suit, which I feel like would have been in this set if Lego had the rights to Fantastic Four, because we've never gotten any official Lego Fantastic Four, and it really needs to happen at some point. Then you got the 2 exclusive suits with the big time Ultimate Spider-Man suit or the finale PS4 suit. That looks really nice. Then you also have a homemade suit for the first time. Now, this isn't truly the one that he wears in Homecoming, but still, it's really cool to be getting that here. You also get the Iron Spider minifigure, which is really nice. It's not a design I'm a huge fan of personally, but it is still a nice figure to get. You also get the Green Goblin, and this is the cheapest set he comes in, so that's very nice. Cracking our top 10 is set number 76194, Tony Stark, Sakari, Iron Man. This has 369 pieces and retails for $34.99 USD. Even though its episode got cut and pushed to season 2, this is probably my favorite looking out of the 3 Hulkbuster mechs we got this year. There's something about this weird color choice that works. And the set also has a lot of nice sticker detailing, as well as this satellite dish above. And as for the figure selection, you do get our second Valkyrie, Tony Stark, and the Watcher. The set can also transform into a car, which is something I always forget it does, but that is something it indeed can do, and it is really interesting. I'm not sure if this actually happens in the episode. It had the wheels on the back, so maybe? But yeah, this is a very interesting addition. Then a close look at the figures. There's a Lego-ified version of the Black Sabbath t-shirt that he wears in Avengers, which is really cool. The new Valkyrie looks nice, and the Watcher minifigure looks very nice. Some people have said he should have had a big head. I think that would have looked dumb. But I can really appreciate the one that we got here. Can't really think of any other set to put him in, so it works here. Next up, set number 76200, Bro Thor's New Asgard. This has 265 pieces, retails for $29.99 USD. This is a really cool diorama. There's nothing really to play with here, but I'm more fine with that. And I was okay with it with the Sanctum and the Great Protector, but this one, there's no room for interpretation. This is a diorama. And it's so messy and so detailed. You even have yellow studs in there, so this is beer. These are beer bottles littered around everywhere. You've got just so many nice details, like the Stormbreaker pizza 5 years after the blip, Lego Fortnite, the PlayStation 4. There's so many nice details, as well as that Welcome to New Asgard sign is really nice. And of course, we get Korg and Meek for the first time, as well as Fat Thor. And all of them look great. Unfortunately, Fat Thor's belly does have that desaturated effect where it looks paler because it's printed on a darker torso. That's unfortunate, but still the figure looks really good, and Korg and Meek also look just really good. It's a really good set. At number 8, we have set number 76237, Sanctuary 2 Endgame Battle. This has 322 pieces and retails for $39.99 USD. This is a really cool downsized model of the actual Sanctuary 2. I doubt we will ever get a full Sanctuary 2 that's bigger than this. Maybe a $200 UCS set, but I feel like that's a bit of a pipe dream. You do get a minifigure Thanos, which is interesting, as this is an MCU minifigure Thanos. You also have Captain Marvel in an exclusive outfit, which is really nice. And overall, the shape and detail on it looks really nice. I don't have this set personally, but it looks big. It looks big for that $40 price point, which is always good. You also get the Infinity Gauntlet, and there's not many good pictures of this set on Brickset. There's just this picture. Then you have the two figures. I kind of wish they gave Thanos another expression because they could have just hidden it under the helmet, but still, really cool figures overall. Next up, in 7th place, set number 76155 in Simps Shadow. This has 493 pieces, retails for $59.99 USD. And this is just such a cool and imposing figure. I don't like the stud shooters that he has because he never actually fights anyone. But beyond that, this set is really cool. It's just such an imposing, you can see compared to the minifigures, it's huge. And it's such a cool and imposing build. Looks really cool. And you also have a light brick to light up his chest, which is also very cool. The little deviant included, I think, is fine. I can't really think of if that one's in the movie, because a couple of the others I can remember, oh yeah, they were in the movie. And I'm not sure what these bits at the bottom are supposed to be, but they look really cool. They have that glittery effect. Then for the exclusive figures, you do get Kingo and Ajax. Now I will say, I'm disappointed with Ajax because she doesn't have her crown. I feel like they could have reused Scarlet Witch's hair and just used that with a different color, and it would have worked fine. The two are different shapes, but close enough. Like, I think the Armorer's helmet and Gar Saxon's helmet from Star Wars are more different than those two, so I don't see why they couldn't have done that for Ajax here. That's my only real complaint with the set. But other than that, the two figures do look real nice. You also get Icarus again, as well as Cersei in the cheapest set, and considering she's the main character, that's really a good thing. But yeah, this is such an imposing set. Looks really cool. At number 6, we have set number 76199, Carnage. It's just called Carnage. This has 546 pieces, retails for $59.99 USD. This is a Target exclusive. This is so cool. I remember when this got revealed, and it just blew me away. What they did with the teeth and the shaping looks excellent. Maybe my only complaint is the stickers. They just seem like they'd be a bit annoying to deal with. But beyond that, this is damn near immaculate. This looks so cool. And right on the heels of that, we have cracking the top 5, we have set number 76187, Venom. It says 565 pieces, retails for, again, $59.99 USD. And this one, to me, edges out the Carnage helmet because it doesn't have the stickers, and also it has the tongue. And the tongue looks really, really cool. The teeth on this also look excellent, very similar to the Carnage teeth. There's also a bit of drool, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a bit of drool behind the stand, which I could personally go without. Doesn't add much to me personally. And yeah, you can definitely see it there. But this is another excellent, excellent helmet set. They've really been knocking out of the park with these helmet sets as of late. Then we have the excellent sets. Some of the best Marvel sets of all time, and an absolute must-have for any LEGO Marvel fan. Set number 76192, Avengers Endgame Final Battle, takes the 4th place with 527 pieces and a retail price of $69.99 USD. There is very few sets where there's nothing more you can ask for. Everything is there. And this is one of those sets. The only problem with this entire set, the smallest issue, is the color of Scarlet Witch's Power Blast pieces. They made the translucent red Power Blast, so I'm not sure why they're pink here, but that is the smallest issue. This set is the ultimate play set that isn't over $100. This set is so good. You get Scarlet Witch, you get Captain America, you get Iron Man, you get Ant-Man, you get Thor, you get Black Panther, and you get Thanos. And a Chitauri. This set just has so much in it for $70. The original rumor for this was $90, and if this was $90, I'd be singing a very different tune, but this is $70, and for what you're getting, it is such a good deal, and it's so good. Iron Man even has his shield. Captain America has Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and it's a different part of the Avengers compound. Actually, it's wrecked this time. You also have the Ant Van, which is great, as well as the conference screen with Rocket and Captain Marvel. And again with the Ant Van, that's a sticker, but for the quantum time travel, that's great. You also have the super powerful Nerf dart launcher, which I could personally do without, but still, it really adds to the playset, and it really adds to the overall appeal of the set and the value. You also have Thanos jail, which is really funny, and I don't really have any complaints. Adds to the set. And then you have all of these figures. Exclusive Ant-Man micro figure. Exclusive Endgame Captain America. Cheapest way to get this fat Thor in his actual outfit. Exclusive Scarlet Witch. You get the Black Panther again, the Chitauri, and then you get the Thanos big fig with the separate head. You can move it, and this is a big step forward for big figs. I got a knockoff Lego of the Thing from Fantastic Four, which used the same system, and this is definitely one of the smartest things Lego could have done. I'm really excited for what they can do with this system in the future. But in third place, taking the bronze award for the year, is set number 76191 Infinity Gauntlet. This has 590 pieces, retails for $69.99 USD. This looks incredible. The amount of shiny gold pieces that they used on this really does elevate the set and makes it look so good. All of the Infinity Stones are there, of course, and you can position the fingers to have it snap. This set will look incredible on a desk, on a shelf. It's an incredible display set, and really does show that LEGO's taking this 18+ line seriously. They ain't skimping out. Silver medal for the year goes to 76193, the Guardian ship. This has 1,901 pieces and retails for $149.99 USD. This set is like a UCS set, but at an affordable, quote-unquote, price, and without a stand, which maybe is the only downside to this set, is that it doesn't have a stand, but still, this set is incredible. It is so well smoothed out. The shaping is on point, and really this set isn't that much bigger than the previous Milano we got, but it's so much more detailed. It looks so much better in every regard. And you also have more of an interior, and you have, like, look at how smooth these are. You also have the stand, which looks very nice, and you can rotate it to have it face a different direction. You also have a bit of an interior where you can have Rocket and Star-Lord piloting the thing, as well as an area in the back with a coffee dispenser. That's a nice touch. Then as for the figures themselves, Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot, and Mantis all look spectacular. They're all exclusive. Rocket's fur is an accurate color for the first time since 2014. I can't believe that it has literally been that long for them to get his fur color right, but it has, and they finally did it. You also got Star-Lord with a mustache finally, which is great. The Teenage Groot is a more accurate color, which is really cool. Mantis is probably the least cool out of the Guardians, but still, she's really cool. And then you also get another fat Thor, which is always nice, and another ShangChi, which is great for the army building. You really can't go wrong with this set. And the best part is, this is only the second best set. If you've been following Lego Star Wars, I mean Marvel, you know that the best set of 2021 that came from the Marvel Superheroes line is set number 76178, Daily Bugle, with 3,772 pieces and a price tag of $299.99 USD. This thing is one for the ages. This picture does not do it justice how big this set is. You can take off the panels like this one and rearrange them. There is the multiple rooms. Maybe, if you were forced to find a flaw with this set, it would be this little spider buggy, but it's from the comics, so I don't really care. You get J. Jonah Jameson's office with his receptionist. You get this excellent looking, I don't even know what the word is, this set's too cool. But you know what this is, with the little bugle build. You have another look at that office with the TV screens. So many details, it would take forever to go through all of them. But you can recreate the Spider-Man sitting at his desk meme. This set's the greatest set of the year. Purely for that. And it would still be the greatest set of the year if it wasn't for that. This set is too good. You have this other area with a lot of other Daily Bugle riders with like coffee pots, some donuts. You also have a reception area. Then you can see all of those on the back, and you can rearrange the floors how you'd like. You have this excellent TV screen on the front with an interesting Easter egg with Dr. Kurt Connor's Lizard and Professor Miles Warren Jackal. And interestingly, that's the Peter Parker face that they use, an Ant-Man face, but with some stubble. So that's interesting. Then the figures. Oh my lord, the figures. First ever Daredevil. First ever Punisher. First ever Black Cat. First ever Blade. They all look spectacular. Maybe Blade could have used some hair. That's maybe something I would have changed. But still, they all look spectacular. Look absolutely amazing. You also get Firestar and a new J. Jonah Jameson. And it doesn't show it here, but he has an alternate face where his mouth's all webbed up. So you can recreate the scene from the first Spider-Man movie, the Tobey Maguire one. It's so good. This set is so good. And then you have Doc Ock with maybe the best build for his tentacles ever, using the action pose piece. Incredible. This set is so good. This set blows the UCS Hulkbuster and the UCS Helicarrier out of the water. It makes them look like junior sets. This set is so good. And anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Which of these sets do you want to own? Which of these placements is wrong? Do you think that Spider-Man's monster truck is the best set of the year? Let me know in the comments below. Please keep it civil. Peace.